with another YouTube video. We are finally doing another set of acrylic toes, and today we're doing a freestyle. We got to switch it up a little bit this time. So as y'all can see right now, I did already push back the cuticles, and I am going in with a 180 grit sanding band, which is a fine sanding band, and I'm just going across the natural nail plate very lightly because you do not want to remove too many layers of the nail plate. Next, I will be applying some dehydrator and some primer to her nails, and I'm gonna leave this video in real time. I did want you guys to see exactly how I'm gonna apply the acrylic on her toes, how thin and natural it's gonna look afterwards, and how I draw the French tips. I used to charge about $55 for the acrylic toes, just a basic set, but now I charge $70 for a basic set of acrylic toes. And if you're wondering why I charge $70, it's because the acrylic toes last for 2 months. If you come and get a plain white set of acrylic toes, I kid you not, you can have them on for 3 months. If your toenails do not grow that fast, like this is something that you could keep on for a long time, so why not upcharge? So once I started to get a little better and I was more comfortable, I was able to do this. And this probably takes between an hour and an hour and a half, depending on how much stuff your client wants and if they're getting a basic set. So today I will be using Bad and Bougie from Valentino. I know y'all probably sick of me saying this, but this has been one of my favorite colors to use, and this is a color that all of my clients get. So I did start off with a very small bead. I did make sure that acrylic powder was touching both of the side walls. You do want to make sure this is as close to the cuticle as possible and that you're covering the entire nail so it looks really good later. Once I have this acrylic on the entire nail, I am going to go in with my cuticle pusher and remove any excess acrylic. And you will want to dip the cuticle pusher in some acrylic before you do this. It makes it way easier to remove the excess. I'll be doing the same thing here, and I do make sure that my acrylic powder isn't too runny. I want a thin application, but I don't need these to be paper thin, and when I start filing, I start to remove the color. So you do want to be cautious when you are working and practice on yourself before taking clients. I promise it's a little hassle, but it'll definitely be worth it. Also, it probably took me about, I'm gonna say, an hour and 40 minutes total to do this, and I feel like it probably would have only took me an hour and a half, but I really wasn't too sure what I wanted to do when it came to the actual freestyle designs. I've been posting my toes and the freestyles that I do on myself, so of course my clients are starting to ask me for it. So of course you got to run up the bag. So I definitely recommend getting into acrylic toes if you have not already. And a lot of people that offer acrylic toes do not offer pedicures. Now, I'm interested in offering pedicures, but I do feel like it may be a little time consuming. So I am currently trying to figure out how I would like to do things and what would be best for me and my clients. At the time, I don't offer pedicures, but in the video you're watching now, I did give my friend a jelly pedicure, and it was fun to do, a little messy. But I think I just need to watch like maybe some more videos with the pedicures. Like I was able to do the pedicure, but when it came to getting the jelly off her feet and trying to like wash it off, I was like, all right, okay. But the jelly smelled really good. I did get it from my local nail supply store, and I bought a bunch of different scents. People's pinky toenails normally face the other way, so I do feel like when it comes to doing the acrylic application on the pinky toes, it do be a little complicated sometimes. So I did have my client just bring her foot out a little more so I was able to see both sides of her toe. And last but not least, we do have to do the big toe. Now I'm going to be doing this in 2 beads. Me personally, I do feel like I'm much more efficient doing it in 2 beads instead of 1 and possibly messing up. So right here, as y'all can see, I did start with a large size bead. I made sure that everything was side with a sidewall. And now I'm starting to bring this acrylic powder down as far as possible. So I do see that underneath there is a little bit of acrylic that's kind of hanging off. So I am going to go underneath there, straighten it out. And I am going to be filing this later. The only reason I didn't go in with my cuticle pusher was because I didn't want to make the toenail too short by mistake. Because I've done that before and I would hate how it looks. Next, I'm going in with another bead. This is going to be the cuticle bead. And y'all, I told y'all I was leaving this in real time, so it is still in real time. And I did make sure, just like before, that everything was completely covering the toenail. And if anything touched the skin, I'll go back and start to clean up around the cuticle. Moving on, y'all, we do gotta file these toenails. Now, I like to straighten them out first. I'm gonna file the bottom of the nails as well as the side walls. And right now, I am going underneath the acrylic using my thumb so that I could easily get my drill bit underneath the acrylic without cutting my client. The drill bit that I'm currently using is a Panda drill bit from Amazon. This has become my favorite drill bit. I know I used to praise the 5-in-1 bit, but I do like this one way better. So just as if I was filing short acrylic nails, I am going to be going across the entire nail, making sure I go in the cuticle area and getting these as flat as possible. We do not want chunky acrylic toes. If God forbid my client does stub her toenail, I would like it to break instead of taking off the whole toenail. After filing the surface of the nail, I am going to go underneath the nail as well. Like I said, you do want to be gentle as you're doing this. You don't want to cut your client. So I am going pretty slowly when I'm underneath the nail when it comes to speed on the file. I do slow down the file when I'm going under. And after this, I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of the toes. And I'm also not going to buff the nails. I really didn't have to, so I didn't. Also, for those of you wondering about my acrylic toe setup, I've had this question a lot. Now, I recently got a pedicure station from Amazon and it was about $250. This is the one that I'm currently using. I do feel like it was much better than the setup I was using before, where I had a chair that was literally floor level, like a little rolling chair. And I had them place their foot on like a kid's stool. And that's how I would do the acrylic toe. So I was pretty much really low to the ground, and their feet was pretty much just as low as I was. And this was pretty easy too, but having this pedicure station has made it much easier, and it was affordable. It was a nice affordable pedicure station. I do like it. Now, I really didn't like the bowl it came with. It was cool, but I did feel like it vibrated too hard. My friend, of course, didn't have an issue with it because she knew I was just testing it out. but I'm not really too sure about how I feel about the actual pedicure bowl. But the station itself was very convenient, if you guys are wondering. And you can go ahead and read the reviews and see how you feel about the product, but I am going to link it down below. Continuing to go in with this drill bit, I am doing the same thing to the rest of the toes, sealing the cuticle area, making sure these are as thin as possible, and going underneath the nails so that they look very natural. And y'all, with summertime approaching, I definitely plan on doing acrylic toes a lot more. And acrylic toes have the most views on my page. It seems like y'all might have a foot fetish, but that's fine. I do plan on posting more on YouTube. I know I kind of slowed down a little bit, but I've just been really busy with the ebook and with classes because I am starting to do virtual classes. I'm sure I told you guys this in my previous video, but if you are interested in those, I will be linking that down below. Now, we all know French tip can be just a little bit tedious, and I really do love these brushes, and I also love these black brushes that I get from Amazon. They are perfect for doing a French tips, and I was really taking my time when I was doing this because I needed this to be perfect. So I did start off with the corners. I felt like it was much easier to start at the corners of the nails and then slowly, very slowly bring in the rest of the smile line. Once I'm finished with the smile line and it's exactly how I'd like it, I am going to finish filling in the rest of the nails and move on to the other toes before flash curing. For this toenail, we are going to be adding some reflective gel polish. Yeah, I love McCart's reflective gel polish. I have so many of them. And I do have a discount code for this store if you are interested in purchasing any poly gel or any other things from their website. But I really do love this reflective glitter. And I'm also going to be using this glitter on the rest of her toes for the croc design. know y'all didn't see me do it, but I did already cure the nails, so that's why I'm now going in with this dotting tool, and I'm starting to do the croc print on the very bottom of the French tip. For this pinky toenail, I was being very careful. I do feel like sometimes, at least back then when I was doing French tips on the acrylic toes, I always felt like I made the French tip smile line way too high on the pinky nail. So that's why I started at the very bottom, just like I did for the big toe. I did cure this before adding any more of the croc print designs, and for the toe next to it, I am going to be adding some rhinestones. Now, these crystals are from Blue Street Crystals. I've been constantly telling y'all to stop using those plastic ones, and I actually do have a video where I talk about the different sizing for the crystals, the different shapes, and just the ones that I normally purchase and the ones that I like. So I'll link that video down below too if you are interested in upgrading and transferring from them plastic crystals. The last thing I'm going to be doing to my client's toes is adding a 3D flower. Now, at first, I was going to do like a cute rhinestone design, but I was feeling some acrylic flowers. So I am going to do a large one right near the cuticle area, and I do have plenty of videos that go over how to do acrylic flowers. This is a good upcharge too. I'm trying to tell you, y'all got to get into these add-ons so you guys can charge your clients more, and you'll have way more income coming in. So once I'm finished with doing this, these toes are all complete. And the last thing I'm going to do is top coat them with my D&D top coat. Once I'm finished with the 3D flowers, I am going to show you guys how these turned out. I love them. And once I change the design on my toes, I'm going to show you guys how to do a couple more things, because I've been doing these crazy designs on my feet lately and I've been loving it. I would love to know down below how much y'all would charge for the acrylic toes, and if you even made it to this part of the video, I want to thank you. And feel free to comment some pink hearts down below. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It really does help my channel, and it gets my videos out to more beginners that may need it. Very shortly, I am going to pull up the pictures of the final look when they were glossy. I'm going to show you guys in the dark, in the light, with the flash, without the flash. these looked really, really good. So y'all let me know down below how y'all feel about them, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.